I thought I'd make a little video about the XEX guitar that I've been making. This is prototype of it, and just explain kind of what it is and what my plans are with it. It's a guitar that came out of a necessity for myself, really. I built this little controller for any kind of MIDI device, whether it be a multi-effects processor or like a stomp, what do you call them, like the a router, you know, like them. So you've got your pedals, and then you can sort of choose the route of them pedals and control that by MIDI, like a foot switch router, is it called? I plan on building my own version of that, which has got a lot more control than ones that are available. I build a lot of these things just for myself, just out of necessity, really, because I don't have a lot of money, so I have to build my own stuff. I made this multi-effects controller or MIDI controller for myself to use alongside VST or like software modelers and effects like amplitude, things like that. And I do a lot of coding in Max MSP, and I use Max MSP a lot to make music, so it was a way of me controlling patches that I made in Max MSP. I like to mess about with Arduinos and Adafruit devices, making my own instruments. So this guitar kind of birthed out of that, really. But while I was kind of like coming up with it in my head, I was just thinking it's quite a good idea. So it's something I want to put out into the world. I've tried getting some funding for it to like hopefully build my first version of it that I wanted to put out into the world, like use to advertise, but I didn't get that funding, so I've decided to just kind of make a video based on this prototype. So it's completely, I'll just fetch my camera down to show you a bit more in detail. It's completely modular guitar. It's made of printed carbon. There's a 3D printer behind me. It's made in 4 sections, because I can only print 30 centimetres. Hopefully at some point I'll have these, what's it called? I can't remember what it's called. Like made as just one piece and not printed. Injection moulding, that's it. I'd like to move towards the stage of doing it with injection moulding, so it's just one piece. The panels on it at the moment are made with ply, but I do want to, they will be acrylic, laser cut acrylic. I just can't laser cut on my, I can't laser cut acrylic on my laser cutter. So some things about it, this is completely battery powered. You can turn it on and off here. Battery is up here, you charge it here, it runs off a MIDI there's just MIDI out working at the moment, yeah, but there's a MIDI in that's wired up just in case I code anything into this that will use MIDI in. I plan on making loads of stuff for it. I've got loads of ideas, and that's kind of where this will birth. So it's made with two steel faces, if you will, that have got sort of like gaps in between. So these, and then inside of that, there's like the body creates like a wall. There's like walls inside with spaces for wires to go in between. You can backload your pickups. It will accept one more single coil pickup there. The pickups are single coil sized, so I mean you can get P90s that are this size. And if you look at the way it's loaded, that kind of like hole, I don't know how you'd say that, space here, means you could just have one pickup on in and move it around to your desired space, desired location. Depending on how many pickups you have in, you have a different plate. The bridge plate is separate to the steel face plate. That's what we'll call it. We'll call that the face plate. I'm just coming up with these terms as I go on. And so that's this plate's made for my Babbitt's bridge, but any kind of plate can be made to fit the bridge that you'd require for your guitar. The way I've got it set up is I'm using these switches, so each pickup has its own switch. There's just this switch is not got anything attached to it at the minute because I've got no pickup in there. I don't think I will put a pickup in there. I put this warming in just to get one of these high gain pickups a go. I've got these lace sensors on. I took them off of my Jaguar Telecaster that's got the original version of the what we're calling the XEX MIDI controller. I put a little plectrum dispenser in it. That will be white for mine soon. I don't own it. I didn't have any white PLA. Same as this. This is going to be white on mine. This is rear of it. So if you can see there, the bridge plate is bolted on, and the strings just go straight to the plate. So you can sort of thread that through here without taking anything off at all. You don't need to have any ferrules on, and then they're bolted on. The ground is just bolted to that bolt there, so that keeps that in. And you can remove the pickups by taking off this plate here. That were a hole that I got wrong. That's been took off at design, and then this has been changed. I had that roll-up bolts that I put on, that one didn't work. It was just slightly off to the side a little bit, so that's been changed and corrected. As I said, this is just prototype. Now I can't kind of play it here plugged in because I don't have an amp, and at the minute I'm just in the new office. We've just decorated one of the rooms as an office, so I haven't got any speakers up here or anything. I just put some cheap KRKs that I've got to go and pick up. But yeah, you can hear it acoustically. Sustains nice on it. It really holds its tuning very well. I've got, what strings have I got in it? I've got some Ernie Ball fat bottom slinky tops, is it? So I thought I'd go for heaviest bottom strings just to really put some pressure on it and see what it's like under tension. Rather than just putting slinkies on or something, put something fat on so that I could test what the tension were like and whether carbon were and steel were going to hold. And yeah, it holds really well. I can have it in bag, take it out of bag and it's still in tune. I've got locking tuners on it. I've got some Fender locking tuners on it. And yeah, it holds its tune, isn't it? Now the way I want to work it, as far as a kind of business is concerned, is to do these as bespoke guitars. I can't really give you a figure of what a guitar would cost. The way I'm going to do this is my fee for building a guitar for you will be £1,000, and then the cost of the guitar will be completely transparent. You'll get receipts from everywhere that I buy the stuff from, whether that's the carbon reel. I'll let you know exactly how much of that reel I used, and give you a receipt for, you know, the carbon that like what a carbon reel costs and how much I used. You'll get a receipt from the steel company that I have the steel front and backs and the plates cut out from. You can kind of request what pickups you want putting on it. If you want pickups putting on it, it can come without pickups and you put your own pickups on. Again, you get a receipt for them pickups. You let me know what bridge you want on it, and then I'll build a bridge plate to match that. You can even go as far as to say I don't want a Jaguar. I mean, this is a short scaled offset guitar shape. Like you could say, I don't want that guitar shape at all, and I don't want that scale. I want this scale, and I want that shape, and I'll build that for you. How long that'll take, I don't know, a couple of months maybe. But there'll be a conversation and a relationship throughout the process. The way I want to do this is that as I build each guitar on a bespoke relationship way, that'll then kind of go into the I don't know how to word this, into the infrastructure, so to say, of the business. So like at present, I've got all the files, digital files of this, so I can now just print them off. I can send off the file of the panels and get them cut. So every kind of customized guitar that I make for someone, that then goes into the ecosystem. That's what I want to say. The ecosystem of XEX. N is N for to the power of N. So that then eventually that'll become more of a kind of less of a like relationship customization. People will just be able to say, well, I want that body, I want that neck, I want that, and these will be available from my site. But at the minute, I'll be building them on a much kind of like relationship one-to-one basis. And yeah, so as I said, that way, then the more people I work with, the more there's going to be different plates that are available. If someone to go, well, I'll take that. I'll take that body shape, and I want that plate on it, and I want this particular neck. And this is one of reasons I want to do it this way as well. I mean, it's like this neck that I have on it cost me £65 from eBay. It's right as rain. It's quality. It's lovely. It's really nice. I looked into having some necks made in UK, stainless steel frets, a headstock that I liked. I'm not particularly fond of these headstocks. I think they look like Smurf hats. But it's great on me. And the neck, once I wanted pearl inlays, like the pearl block inlays, and that was going to be like £550 just for neck. So I might not want to spend that kind of money on a neck. They might be completely fine with like a neck that's sort of made on a machine in China. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. So I want to give people options to completely have this guitar how they want it. The plates, you can request your front plates, you can request what colour you want them in. If you want, you can say, well, I want it in wood, and I'll laser cut that out in wood. That's no problem at all. Like literally, however you want this guitar, I'll make it in that way. So as I said, my fee will be £1,000 to make one, and then the benefits of having this guitar is because it's completely modular. Like, I mean, I know there's been modular guitars out before where you can change your pickups, but one of the things you get there is you're always kind of they make their pickups, and they make it so that the way they plug in like demands that you buy their pickups. This is made so it'll accept any single coil sized pickup, and as I say, you can get like P90s in that size. I think you can get pretty much every pickup in that size, every style of pickup. So all of the plates can be took off and replaced. You can replace your electronics, so you might not want these kind of switches, you might want a 3-way switch, 5-way switch, whatever you let me know you want, I can put in. I'll make a plate especially for that. So as time's going on, you might kind of like change your mind and go, I want this type of setup. Just get in touch with me, I'll make you a plate with that in. All of the pickups are kind of like quick loading release, so there's no soldering at all. I'll pre-solder everything, and then there'll be either little plugs that plug together, JTF plugs, JFT, I can't remember which way it is, or on this switch I'm having a circuit board made with like little things that you push down, and then you can pull wire out or put it in, so there's no need to solder. That's the output of the guitar. This one is for something that I'm going to make that's for any kind of like effect that'll take in an analog signal. So it might be that, I don't know, you might want to control your modular synth unit. You might run your guitar through your modular unit, and then, you know, I'm going to build loads of different stuff for this. So stuff that'll send out CV values, so you got MIDI. I've got a lot of ideas for things to put on different plates. So as I'm fetching stuff out, you might be like, kind of like, oh, I want this new thing that's out, and in past you'd have to buy a new guitar, or, you know, if you want to change your pickups, you might have to find someone to router it out, or just buy a completely new guitar. So I've designed this to make it just super easy for you to kind of just keep working on your guitar, and you not really need any knowledge at all on woodworking or electronics, soldering, things like that. So yeah, so the more I make, the bigger the infrastructure the ecosystem becomes, and then hopefully start and reduce the prices of things. You know, and then work towards where there's, if someone wants a super boutique one and a super, you know, like, I don't know, bird's eye maple neck and blah de blah, then there's a high end range. But I want to kind of really reduce the cost of the bodies down, so that these can be they can be affordable. I don't have a lot of money myself, so I know what it's like when you kind of, I don't know, you want a nice instrument and you can't afford one. So it's quite important to me to be able to, at some stage, make the production of them a lot more streamlined to reduce costs down for people. So yeah, so that's it. Sorry I can't plug it in and play it, and I'm no like so I can't really show it off as far as like, I don't know, you could play like this. Like, I'm not, but again, I'm glad really to some extent, because I don't want to sell a guitar based on how like good the person trying to sell it you can shred. So yeah, so that's it. The cost of this to make, I think, cost me about, I'd say about £1,000, maybe 1,200. But I've got a lot of expensive parts on this. It's a really good bridge. Pickups are expensive. The electronic side of things cost me around about £200, 150 maybe to make. But all of the costs will be completely transparent. As I say, you'll get receipts from wherever I purchase parts from, whether that's your pickups, your bridge, your pots. Everything will be completely transparent, and you can tell me exactly what you want to put on there. If you don't have that much knowledge, then we can kind of go into discussion. I do know a good guitar tech as well, so if you want the guitar to be, I mean, I'll set it up to the best of my ability, but I'm no guitar tech. I'm not really that good at leveling frets and stuff, but I do know really good tech, so I can send it to him and have it completely set up perfectly. So you've got 0 fret buzz, your nuts to your liking. I think his prices are about £160, like maybe 120, 160. I don't know. I need to find out from him. But as I say, everything will be transparent, and everything's kind of completely up to you the way you go about it. So yeah, so that's the XEX, and as I said, like, it might be that you want to change the colour of it. You can just switch the plates out while your strings are on, as long as you take a plate out, replace it, take a plate off, replace it, take a plate off, replace it. If you were to take all plates off, the plates kind of hold the body together. So if you were to take all the plates off, it would just fall apart. But yeah, it's super nice. It plays a dream, and as I said, sustains lovely on it. It's not really heavy neither. As I said, it's made of carbon, so that's really light. There's a lot of steel, and it's, I don't know, I've not weighed it, but that's heavier. My Telecaster Jag, that's a lot heavier than this. So it's super light. I mean, it's kind of like a thin line, I'd say, to some extent. It's about 36 mil depth. You can decide as well whether you want kind of 3 mil acrylic, 4 mil, 6 mil, depending on how thick you want it to feel. So yeah, so that's the XEX N, and if you are interested at all in having one of these custom built, just get in touch and let me know, and we can start talking about the way you'd want it. So yeah, thank you for your time.